Oh, hello. William Han here, host of the podcast you're about to listen to or watch. And just a quick message from me to let you know that we go again. On the 12th of December, we're doing another This Album Podcast live show. We're going back to West Hampstead Arts Club. Last one was so much fun. Oh, my God. But this time round, going to be live music from Potenko and Rob Ball. It's December. We're getting Christmassy. They're playing all the Christmas classics. And then the special guest I've got for the evening is the incredibly funny guy you know from Instagram and TikTok, Ed Jones. It's going to be a riot. Tickets are available. Link in bio, in the description. You know, you can find them. So looking forward to this. If it's half as good as the last one, it is going to be a massive, massive night. Hope to see you there. Onwards with the podcast. Hello and welcome to This Album with me, William Han. Normally, it's the podcast where each episode a guest and I would deep dive an album of their choice. But as you can probably see from the room we're in right now, this is no ordinary episode. This is what we're going to call it, a Propstore music memorabilia auction special. Extravaganza. And I'm joined by an extravagant man from Propstore. It's Mark Hockman.
Very pleased to be here, William, and great to talk about some of the items we've got coming up in the auction and music and memorabilia in general.
This is going to be a good chat, Mark. Shall we start by setting the scene?
Let's set the scene. I head up the music department at Propstore.
Yeah.
This is our fourth year of holding a standalone music auction, and it's the best auction by far. Low estimate exceeds £2 million, which is going to be the biggest music memorabilia auction the UK has ever seen in terms of multi-consigner. But it is also the biggest Oasis memorabilia auction to ever happen anywhere in the world. And we can kick off with probably one of the biggest banners you've ever seen in the world. This is from 1996, the What's the Story Morning Glory Tour. And yes, there's loads and loads of photos of the boys performing in front of this. Great shots of Liam. It's from Nebworth.
It's from Nebworth, Mark. It's from Nebworth. This flag has Nebworthed.
It's been Nebworthed.
It's Loch Lomond.
Multiple times. It is a personal favourite one. It's not the most expensive item of Oasis memorabilia we've got in the auction. This one started at £1,000. It's already way beyond that now. I just think it is such an iconic and historical piece. And I would imagine that if you were the lucky buyer on this, the lucky winner, if you approached Oasis through their record company Ignition and said, would you like the original banner back for when you do the Nebworth concerts in 2026? I'll be happily lend it to you for a couple of spare tickets.
Ulterior motives. These aren't just investments, are they, Mark?
No, they're
not just decoration.
It's just with this. When you look at it, it's such a. You see some of the bands; they've got these incredible drawings and livery that goes with their name. Oasis is just 5 letters, black and white, and
looks good written down, doesn't it?
It's iconic, all lowercase, so they were way ahead of the curve instead of as IT was slowly to come on board in the 90s. I just think it's brilliant. I just think it's a statement for the simplicity of them and I don't mean that because they're simple.
I know what you meant, Mark, don't you worry.
It is just... It's just a great piece. And I think if you're an Oasis fan and you had the space to put this up, you've got to have it.
So what do you think makes people so excited and so interested in pieces like this by Oasis?
I think it's the uniqueness. And I think Oasis are one of those bands now that you can buy a lot of one-off memorabilia for what is relatively a small amount of money. And by small, I probably mean under £10,000. When you're looking at Beatles memorabilia now. If the Beatles ever did a banner for one of their concerts, like this one we've got here, you would be looking at minimum 6 figures.
Wow.
Possibly if they ever did one for Shea Stadium, then you would be... If someone offered that to me in my position as consignments director of music for Propstore, I would probably say £250,000
Wow.
as a start price. You look at something like this, and Oasis are a band who, you can tell by the recent Live 25 concerts, are reinventing themselves. And it's new people are coming in, or parents who loved Oasis during the 90s have played it all the time. Their kids are huge fans. I think that shows in the ticket take-up, whereby I think 80% of the audience were less than their mid-20s. And it was the kids of the parents who were fans in the 90s. So it's going to be self-perpetuating. You know those kids are going to be playing Oasis to their kids. The concerts that they've just done in 25 have been so critically and commercially successful that there's no reason they're not going to carry them on. And that is what I genuinely, and I'm not just saying this to you on your podcast, I've said it to press when we've had them here on TV, that I see Oasis memorabilia in 20, 25 years' time being as valuable, if not more valuable, than the Beatles.
You reckon?
I do.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
I genuinely think that.
Wow. Well, I guess the difference is there will be some of it that even exists, because you think about that Shea Stadium show that you mentioned. They're just in the round, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's like no props. There's no anything, is there?
No.
It's just 4 guys with instruments that are barely amplified.
There's very little Beatles memorabilia available from 62, 63.
Yeah.
Certainly, one of the highlights of the Beatles section.
But we've got some, haven't we, Mark? We've got some coming up.
One of the highlights, I think, and it's the first time I've ever seen one, is a signed poster by the Beatles, and it was for when they toured Norway in 63. Wow. And that's the first time I've ever seen a signed poster. Yes, you see a lot.
And how long have you been doing it for, Mark? So let's get a context here.
I've been doing music for Propstore for 5 years now. Prior to that, I always had an interest in music, and I've been collecting and been involved with memorabilia for 25 years plus. Yeah. So I've got a good background in it. Started with comics, posters, and it all sort of like blurs into one. So I've seen most things, but that's the first time I've seen a signed Beatles posters. Wow.
So we've got the big catalogue here for the auction happening. We should probably plug that actually right now. So you've got very cool exhibition and auction coming to London next week, haven't you?
We have. We've got a 2-day auction, which is live at the Cumberland Hotel on October the 23rd. And then the 24th is an online-only auction, which is exclusive Oasis content. Right. So the 40 lots that we've included in day 1 aren't included in day 2. There's a whole slew of exclusive of Oasis memorabilia in day 2, which is online only, which is October the 24th, which includes the Zach Starkey collection. We've got a set of drums.
Which I think I'm sat in front of right now, actually. Am I correct in saying that?
I believe they are in there. They're packed up, ready to go to
the Cumberland Hotel.
The Cumberland Hotel exhibition. What a great segue.
I'm good at segues, I tell you what. So it feels like I'm sat, well, I am quite literally sat in history right now. This room we're in is pretty extraordinary.
It's a shame it was... you couldn't make it a couple of days earlier because you would have seen it in all its glory.
Yes.
And I can let you have some photos of that because we did have stuff like when it was all set up. But
I'll get to see a lot of it next week, right?
You will get to see over 120 items, not just Oasis.
And not just me, right? This is open to the public, right?
It's open for the public. The 21st and 22nd of October, it's going to be a public exhibition at the Cumberland Hotel. Over 120 exhibits ranging from Yes, some super cool Oasis items. Unfortunately, not the banner.
The hotel just ain't bloody big enough.
But we're going to have 3 of Noel's iconic guitars.
Oof. Well, let's get into that a little bit. Let's get a bit specific with that then, please. So
we're going to have 3 of Noel's iconic guitars, which we've got one guitar, which is the most expensive lot in our auction, and the bidding starts at £250,000 for that.
Wow.
It's a Gibson ES355, and most famously at the time, it was called the breakup guitar because A, Liam broke it, and B, it broke up Oasis for 16 years. When Noel saw what Liam had done in Paris on that fateful night, he jumped in a taxi and said, "That's it, I'm done with Oasis."
Yep.
Most people thought it was bravado and Noel just kicking off at the time.
Something we've heard before, right? You know.
Yeah, not really out of character for Noel, but that was it.
It was it. But you want to hear my badge of honour though, Mark?
Yes.
I was at the last ever Oasis gig.
In Paris?
No, the one that didn't happen. I was at the northern leg of the V Festival.
Blimey.
So that was my badge of honour for donkey's years, and it was a pretty big night, I don't mind telling you. And the words that Liam finished on hit me like in the gut. He goes, "You've been biblical. We've been Oasis. I am the fucking walrus." And like, I can still just transport there like that.
And we have got a set of handwritten lyrics for I Am the Walrus in the auction. It is one of the rarest. I'm sure some of your listeners and Oasis fans know, Noel does tend to handwrite a lot of lyrics after the event.
Yeah.
That's just how Noel relaxes. But
which is unusual, right? I mean, it's
unusual. Well, yeah, it is unusual.
He's not a usual man, is he?
We're so pleased he does it.
Of course, yeah. This is great. It's consumers and fans.
So pleased he does it.
Absolutely.
But I Am the Walrus is handwritten lyrics that he doesn't write very often. So it's great you gave us that plug from what Liam said. There's also...
I can keep these coming, by the way. Don't you worry. We can do this all day.
There is also, for the first time ever, I have got a set of lyrics in the auction which have been written by Liam.
Wow, okay. You got a photo there in the catalogue there?
Yeah. We've always featured traditionally and historically a lot of lyrics from Noel because it's what he does to relax. But this is the first time we've ever had some conceptual, partial lyrics from Liam himself.
Wow.
And it was for a song called Soldier On.
Oh, is that on the Soldier On? I'm trying to remember that one goes now. Was that on Dig Out Your Soul? Ooh, Soldier On.
They were handwritten in Wheeler End Studios in 2007 by Liam.
That's probably about right then, yeah. Dig Out Your Soul.
It's the first time we've ever featured, and actually I've ever seen anything written by Liam.
Wow.
So...
he's not a pen and paper guy, is he? He's a vibes man.
He's a guitar breaking man, I know that.
He's a guitar breaker.
Which, again, the second guitar we've got is the Wonderwall guitar.
Talk to me about this, please, Mark.
Comes from the collection of the studio engineer Nick Bryan, who was present at the time. Liam smashed a guitar that he thought was Noel's. It wasn't. The guitar actually belonged to Nick Bryan. Anyway, Noel was, really upset Liam had done this, very apologetic, and said what could he do to make it right. He offered to take him down, would buy you any guitar, down to us, take it. Nick said, no, it's absolutely fine. So Noel said, look, have this, which was a Takamine electric acoustic, which was pretty similar to the one Liam had broken. What it turned out to be that Noel had used this guitar extensively, but more on the studio and on tour, but more importantly, Noel used it to record Wonderwall on.
Wow.
And there's a really great YouTube video of Noel being interviewed by Nick Bryan after the event, where Noel really goes into the details of, this must be worth pounds. Now, pounds. And it's great. We could not ask for better provenance than that, than Noel saying about the guitar. And look, without Liam breaking guitars...
these just pieces of wood, yeah.
we probably wouldn't be here talking about these stories. But it is just a great story, and it's got a happy outcome.
Yeah.
We're actually offering the Wonderwall guitar in the auction, but we're also offering as the following lot is the guitar that Liam broke. So for somebody who's a completist, if they're going to buy the Wonderwall guitar, it's great that they can buy the one that Liam broke.
So what's the estimated value of that then, the Wonderwall guitar?
The Wonderwall guitar is £200,000 starting price. We've had lots and lots of interest in that. For me, it's we sell some guitars to our buyers because they want to play them. You know, they genuinely, they're guitar players as well as Oasis fans. They're in the lucky position that they can actually buy some of the stuff that they win. I think with the Wonderwall guitar and the guitar we mentioned earlier, what I would call the reunion guitar, is, I think that's history. I think you're buying that, even though they both play, and we had, there's a great session we had with Stuart Sidney, who actually came down and played the guitars here, and they sounded fantastic. I think those two guitars are going to go to an Oasis fan or an investor who wants them for the history. Because I think historically they are the two most valuable Oasis guitars.
I'm excited, man. So will they both be on display at the Cumberland next week, them
They're
two?
both going to be on display at the Cumberland.
Wow. People can come and see history.
Yeah, people can come and see Oasis history.
Yeah.
Not just Oasis. There's some great things from the Beatles there. Obviously, I've mentioned the poster.
Yeah. And that's signed by all four members of the Beatles?
Signed by all four members of the Beatles, all fully authenticated by our Beatles handwriting experts. Actually, it's been authenticated 3 times because with something like that, we want to make sure it's absolutely
So you've one for
right.
George, one for Paul, one for John, but Ringo just let it slide. Yeah.
Ringo, I just asked Zach. And
Exactly,
he said,
yeah. That's good enough. That'll do.
That's Dad's writing, so that'll be fine.
No other man can write like that.
No. Again, in with the Beatles stuff, slightly different, is a fantastic set of sheet music. Now, this has been hand annotated in pencil by George Martin, the 5th Beatle.
Wow.
And it's for When I'm 64, or as it was called then, it was just called 64 was the working title. Top right-hand corner of the first sheet music page, George has put the time, the date, EMI Studio 2, which is what it was called before it became Abbey Road.
That I didn't know.
So, yeah, Abbey Road is quite a 19... You know, it wasn't called that at the time. So they were just called the EMI Recording Studios.
I call myself a Beatles fan. This is disgraceful on my part. Mark, forgive me.
And I love those. I think they're fantastic. Historically, Beatles, but you're not talking about the sort of figures you would if you were ever offered John, Paul, George, or Ringo handwritten lyrics. You know, this sheet music starts at 10,000. And I think it's an important part of Beatles history. Yeah. I mean, we've got signed photos, we've got signed albums, we've got lots of other Beatles stuff that I can talk to you about.
Talk to me about Beatles stuff, please.
But I do really, really like these lyrics.
Let's have a look. What we got
Bit
here?
of an oddity, or not an oddity. We represent the photographer Dean Carr. You'll see some of his photos scattered throughout the auction, and also this big display of Dean's work up at the Cumberland exhibition, where we're highlighting all 5 of our photographers. Dean also makes videos, and he did the video for John Lennon for the Losing You video. Wow. Dean was involved in that, and that's the clapperboard from that video.
History.
Very more modern history, but again, it's got that great music tie-in.
It's amazing. I think a lot of people will be quite interested in what's on the front of this as well.
John Lennon's glasses.
John Lennon's glasses, mate. Just a bit, Mark. Just a bit. Tell me more about this, please.
Well, these glasses are probably, in all my time doing music research, and especially with the Beatles, and with John Lennon, they're the most historically and highly provenance pair of John Lennon glasses I've ever come across. Wow. You can literally trace the history from, they were purchased during his Lost Weekend when he was with May Pang.
Yeah.
there's hundreds and photographs of him wearing these particular glasses. Most famously, the cover for Crawdaddy magazine, which Tom Zimberoff took, and also he's wearing them on the cover for the single Mind Games.
Wow.
That photograph is John Lennon wearing these glasses. And it's interesting on this page, as you can see, I'll just go to the page before. This is why we know exactly what the history on these glasses. March the 12th, 1974, John was on a night out with his best friend Harry Nilsson. Mm-hmm. They'd had a few drinks beforehand.
Just a bit.
Before rocking up at the Troubadour Club in LA.
Yeah.
A picture of John going into the Troubadour Club with Harry Nilsson. John with May Pang and his other friends in the Troubadour Club having a good time. And then about an hour later, John being propped up without his glasses, looking a little bit worse for wear, leaving the Troubadour Club.
Wow.
Now, what happened when he was in there, he started heckling the Smothers Brothers.
I don't know this story. I know off the last weekend. I don't know this. Please tell me more.
Try saying that when... but, yeah, he started heckling the Smothers Brothers who were on stage. They took offence.
Funny that, isn't it?
I was talking to somebody else, and actually I was doing US radio interviews, and they're the ones who said to me that the Smothers Brothers, round about 1974 when this took place, were a big act in the US,
right.
Which I didn't realise, because aside from this incident, I'd never heard of them.
Yeah, me neither.
But they were a big act in the US. And anyway, John Lennon was heckling them. The Smothers Brothers, Tom Smothers in particular, took offence. What actually happened, no one knows, whether punches were thrown or whether it was just sort of like a standoff at 20 paces. But something must have happened, because John lost his glasses. The glasses were picked up by Tom Smothers' wife. Wow. Put them in her handbag and left. Whether she left before John or after John, don't really know. That part of the story is vague. We do know she picked them up and went back to where they were staying in Beverly Hills. And we do know the next part. She phoned all her friends up saying, "You'll never guess, I've got John Lennon's glasses." What this made me realise was just what a big name 1974. The Beatles had split up like many years previously. Just what a big name John Lennon still was, and how respected he was with his peers. And as she said, her friends literally all come round to the house, was after the Troubadour Club, to look and to try these glasses on.
Wow.
And
that's pretty cool.
That's how we know the history and the timeline of
yeah.
it. So that they're coming up for auction now. Amazing. Is these particular glasses. And these...
So is this the first time they've been sold then?
This is the third time. It was
right.
Mrs. Tom Smothers' wife.
Mrs. Smothers?
Mrs. Smothers put them up for sale originally in Sotheby's in the 90s. Then they appeared in Christie's, early 2000s. And then now they're being sold with us. So we can trace the whole line with them. We've been through the history with the people who researched them for Sotheby's and Christie's. Everything checks out. We've done our own research on them to verify what the other auction houses have said, as well as a lot more new information.
Amazing.
We've spoken with Tom Zimberoff, and yeah, as I say, historically they're the most provenance pair of John Lennon glasses, and the starting price of $150,000 is a fair price for what they are.
Wow. So what other Beatles gear have we got here? I see some, what have we got? Some Paul McCartney autograph photos.
That's from Paul when he was at school. That's Paul's school books.
Liverpool Institute school book, double-sided, handwritten, page 1.
I'll give you something which is a comparable.
Please.
And it's not really a comparable. We've got Paul's had 2 pages from his handwritten school book.
That must be like the 50s, right? I mean,
these would have been from the 50s, late 50s. Wow. The start price of these is £1,000. The estimate band is 1,000 to 2. I would expect them to go an awful lot higher.
I think so.
If they were Paul McCartney lyrics, now, if they were Paul McCartney lyrics for Wings, you would be looking at 50,000 upwards. If they were Paul McCartney lyrics for the Beatles, even a minor Beatles song, you would be looking at a start price of £500,000. And if they were something significant, All You Need Is Love, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, you're looking at 7-figure start price. So,
I guess the tricky thing is with that Mal Evans was writing a lot of the lyrics for him, wasn't he? So it must be even more difficult to come by.
Yeah, it's Beatles lyrics, the handwritten lyrics, rarely, if ever, come onto the open market.
Yeah.
I know McCartney himself has got a huge archive. I know Yoko has got a huge archive of John stuff. So 2 pages written by Paul at £1,000 is...
It's doable, man. That's an achievable purchase for a lot of people.
Is a very, very... I think it's a sensible buy. I think something like that is a very good purchase.
Yeah.
A sound purchase. You wouldn't lose...
Fine, I'll put a bid in, Mark. Fine, you've got me. But you got some reel-to-reel tapes here as well. Give Peace a chance on reel-to-reel.
That is from Trident Studios.
That seems like a really fair price here. 2 to 4 grand.
All you're buying, there's no copyright or reproduction rights inferred with that.
Oh, sure.
You are buying the tapes.
Amazing.
But these are the tapes that John and Yoko made.
For God's sake, that seems a very reasonable price. That is crazy. We've got more, well, quite fittingly here. We've got Nebworth charity concert, 1/4-inch reel-to-reel tapes, Paul McCartney, Phil Collins and Big Cliff.
Yep.
Absolutely wild. As we sit underneath the Nebworth flag for Oasis. What is
cool.
that? Oh, right. Yeah, I see what this is.
Do you recognise what it is now?
I do now. I needed a bit of help to get there. Pardon the pun.
That is the bed of nails from the Beatles film Help.
Wow.
It's one of those bits, rather similar to the Oasis banner. It's a talking point.
Yeah. Bring that out at a dinner party.
If you bought that and if you invited people round and they say, what is that?
Yeah.
Well,
funny you are.
Funny you ask.
I want the sunken mattress, though. That's what I'd really want from Help. That would be quite something.
This is the bed of nails from the Beatles film Help.
Wow.
Great piece of early Aussie memorabilia there. That's Black Sabbath's first album, and it is signed by all 4 of the original members.
So that estimate's gone off since print, I'm guessing, hasn't it? That's going to go very differently, I think.
We do take stuff like passing away very seriously. And yeah, it was extremely sad with Ozzy. The catalogue had gone to print previously. So I don't like...
It's not a celebration, right?
No, it's not a celebration. For me, that at the time was the price of that album. That has gone up considerably now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as I say, it's an iconic... It's not just an iconic album for Ozzy, it's an iconic album in the whole British music scene.
Yeah.
You know, Black Sabbath. You don't really get much better than that.
The start of a genre of music.
Yeah.
Wow. Modern stuff here. We've got some jackets from Billie Eilish.
Yep.
We've got an Ozzy Osbourne guitar here. What we got?
That's Zakk Wylde's. And that was his signature Gibson Les Paul.
Some very iconic looking photos here of Ozzy.
Yeah, some great
photos.
Go.
Blondie, Debbie Harry, looking extremely iconic. And I'm going to put it out there, very sexy. Oh, hello. We've got something special here, haven't we, Mark?
This is a cap worn by Kurt Cobain.
Wow.
Now, this has been photo matched by the team, in particular Katie.
Shout out to Katie.
Heads up, big shout out to Katie Miles. She's photo matched this to Kurt wearing it as he walked through Seattle Airport.
Wow.
Nirvana and Kurt Cobain memorabilia has become some of the most collectible over the past few years. The interest in it has seen spectacular rises, and also financially. Something like this will perform very, very well in the auction, because photo matching is the highest authenticity we can grant to an item. It means that this is exactly the hat Kurt's wearing. There's no issue with provenance. There's no issue with letters. Oh yeah, he gave it to me. This is photo matched. That the starting bid on that is £10,000, and that has already sold.
Okay.
The bids are exceeding £10,000 at the moment. That is going to be at the Cumberland exhibition if you want to come and have a look.
Good God.
It's an incredible piece of Kurt Cobain memorabilia.
Just incredible. Honestly, such an exciting event going on next week, and we couldn't be more excited to have you there. I'll be there. You'll be there. There'll be a few familiar faces.
Yep, Zach Stark is coming to do a Q&A with Tony McCarroll. Obviously, Tony McCarroll is the first drummer for Oasis. Actually, Tony was one of the founder members of Oasis. He was there before Noel.
Yeah.
And it'd be great to meet him again. Say, Zach is a super, super guy. He'll come across very well to people in the Q&A.
Sure.
He's got some incredible stories. Which
probably rarely told, I'm sure. You know, it's not as if he gets in front of the microphone too often, right?
He told me one that is brilliant, and I don't know if this is going to go out before the thing.
That's the idea, but go on.
It left me gobsmacked, if I'm being absolutely honest. I'm a huge Mark Bolan fan, T-Rex. Now, I was talking to Zach about this, and Zach said, that's really interesting, because... you know the song 20th Century Boy? I said, yeah, of course I do. He said, that was written about me. When he used to come round, when we lived in Highgate, he used to come round the house because he didn't live far away.
Sure.
He used to come in and he always used to call me his 20th Century Boy.
Oh, come on, that is class.
Who's got all the toys. And I actually said to Zach, I said, when we do the evening, I've got to ask you that question.
Yeah.
I said, because that is... one
People
of the
will lose their minds on
coolest
that.
things I've ever heard.
What a life that man has had. It's just, just unimaginable to the average civilian, isn't it?
And I will honestly say he's very humble.
Sure.
He's fantastically
raised by one of the best
earth.
in the game, right?
Certainly. He's an incredibly nice guy. Both of them, Tony and Zach.
Amazing.
And I'm sure the audience will love... They'll love the participation with them, because they've both got incredible personalities.
Amazing. So listeners, you know where to be. 21st, 22nd, 23rd of October.
Cumberland Hotel.
It's all going on. Propstore.com for more information, I'm guessing.
The auction is live now. You can bid now.
Get on
live.
it.
And you can register at propstore.com. Any questions you've got about any items in the auction, you can contact us. If you get a chance to come and see the exhibition, please do. It'd be a great couple of days.
Class.
Really, really good.
Mark, tell us what we have here, because this is absolutely wild.
This is the mixing desk that created the sounds of the 1980s, which is my era. If you're a fan of Frankie Goes to Hollywood, George Michael, Grace Jones, Yes, the Pet Shop Boys.
Wow.
This is Trevor Horn's mixing desk. Trevor worked extensively on this. It was in the basement at Psalm Studio West. It was used for all the Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Relax was remixed on it, but the whole Two Tribes album was recorded and mixed on it. When Trevor wasn't using it, George Michael used it. Careless Whisper was recorded on this. Last Christmas was remixed on this.
Oh my God.
The Wham album Make It Big was recorded and mixed on this. And George's first 4 solo albums were recorded on this mixing desk at Psalm Studio West. It is music history. It's a fully working recording studio marvel. At the time when Trevor ordered it from Solid State, it was the only one in the world to have 48 channels.
Wow.
When he put the
It's groundbreaking scientifically as well, more than culturally. It's literally a piece of, engineering success.
When he put the order in, they questioned whether he'd made a mistake because he'd asked for 48 channels.
Surely you can't need 48 channels.
But Trevor knew what he was on about, and he created that sound which is so distinctive now. And as I say, this is a fully working mixing desk. Somebody the winning bidder can install this in their home or their own recording studio.
Wow.
And record on the same machine. It wasn't just used by Trevor and George through the 80s. Madonna used this, Michael Jackson used this, U-Tel moved this.
Wow.
Elton John used this. It was used by absolutely everybody, and until it was decommissioned in 2015. The last person to record on this was Lily Allen, and that was Christmas Eve. Wow. Or so the data says.
So when your colleagues switched this on, these levels moved.
Yep.
Are we to imagine these were the levels that it was left at Lily's last session, or has it been played with a little bit?
It's been played with a little bit.
Okay, you're all boys of your toys, aren't you?
You know, we have pressed a few buttons.
Yeah, okay, understood.
We have pressed a few buttons because we've done lots of filming with it.
Right, great.
It does look incredibly cool.
Honestly, if the listeners could see this, the things that it's like something from the Death Star, isn't it? It's just amazing.
And the beauty is that if someone's worried, but it's from the 80s, what do I do if it goes wrong? This comes with a comprehensive package of spare parts.
Really?
It really does.
Wow. Things were just built to last back then, right?
It's got spare parts for absolutely everything.
Wow.
And so if you're buying it thinking, what happens if a bulb goes? Don't worry. It comes with the spare parts to do it. If a valve blows, there's boxes of spare parts that come with this so that it actually works. I mean, I think it just looks cool lit up.
Oh, man, it looks great. It would look great in the living room or something if you didn't want to use it.
It's, again, like a lot of the stuff we've spoken about today, Will, it's a talking piece.
Yeah.
It is, if you can display this correctly, if you didn't want to use it, it's something that people would just come in and go, wow. And then you tell them the whole history. And such music legends have sat and worked at this desk. As with Trevor, probably the biggest record of the 1980s was Live Aid. Mm-hmm. Do They Know It's Christmas Time? 12-inch singles were incredibly big in the 80s. And
12 inches, weren't they?
12 inches. And he remixed Do They Know It's Christmas Time on this. So, and it was the biggest, I think it still is, the quickest selling single of all time.
Wow. Is
Do They Know It's Christmas by Live Aid. And it was mixed on this incredible machine. So historically, it's hugely, hugely important and relevant, but also from a cool point of view, it is just super cool.
Amazing. Well, I think that sounds like a perfect way to finish it, Mark. Look forward to seeing you next week at the Cumberland. I look forward to some listeners putting a bid in.
Yeah, we're very, very much looking to have our first real event there.
Yeah.
We know it's going to be, we know you're going to look after us. Don't forget about the room upgrade. And yeah, we're super looking forward to it.
It's going to be a class couple of days.
Thank you, Will.
I'm William Hann. He's Mark Hockman. And this has been This Album.